Elspeth, you're watching the Planeswalker Pantheon, and today we are opening up a collector's box of Double Masters 2022. Enough the talk, let's get to some really shiny, expensive cardboard, shall we? I think they might have learnt, I think Wizards might have seen my Modern Horizons 2 video and was like, yeah, let's not let me open up multiple collector's packs, or I just was really lucky because I nearly opened a playset of Ragavan, and knowing how much they are now worth, I kind of won, I think, on that one. So, Double Masters 22 collector's boxes are a little bit different. They come in a weird inner sleeve for some reason. But there are only 4 packs. But yeah, I think they kind of learnt from people like me who are incredibly lucky and decided, hey, let's not let the person who's incredibly lucky open all his value all at once. But we'll get to it. So we've got our 4 packs here of Double Masters Collector's Edition 2022. Let's get to it, shall we? Alright, so we got some foil commons, all foil with Boltzmass. Some foil uncommons. Oh, full art Swift Spear. Full art Flicker Wisp. Full art foil Dimir Aqueduct. Full art foil Monastery Swift Spear. That's my play set of really cool Swift Spears. Our first rare is Skullbriar the Walking Grave. So for a black and a green, you get a legendary creature zombie elemental. It's a 1/1 with haste. When it deals combat damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on it. And counters remain on Skullbriar as it moves to any zone other than a player's hand or library. Ooh, that's a full art Force of Negation. So for 1 and 2 blue, you get an instant. If it's not your turn, you may exile a blue card from your hand rather than pay its mana cost. Counter target non-creature spell. If it's countered this way, exile it instead of put it into its owner's graveyard. This is actually my first Force of Negation, so this is great for me personally. Ooh, etched foil Magister Sphinx. So for 4 white, blue, and black, you get an artifact creature Sphinx. It's a 5/5. When it enters the battlefield, target its player's life total becomes 10. So it's the Sorin, effectively. And then, ooh, full art foil Emil the Blessed. So for 2 and 2 white, you get a legendary creature Unicorn. It's a 4/4. 3 mana, exile another target creature you control, then return to the battlefield under its owner's control. When another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may pay a Selesnya hybrid. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on it. If it's a Unicorn, put 2 on it instead. And we have a very highly miscut vampire token. That's also a sapling. Just casually knock off the mic. Next one up. Ooh, I think we might have some crimped cards here because that pack was not sealed properly. Let's see how deep the crimp goes. We've got a deep analysis that's crimped. Skeleton Archer crimped. And that's as far as it goes, thankfully. So we've got some more foils. Some uncommons. Ooh, Summer Bloom. Really? Summer Bloom was dang uncommon in this set? Jeez. We have a full art Terminate. Whoops. Full art Boris Garrison. Foil full art Coiling Oracle, and our first one. Oh, sorry. And a full art Gruul Turf. We have a foil Chaos Warp. So for 2 and a radiant instant, the owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent, then put it into the battlefield. Ooh, we have a full art, extended art, sorry, Consecrated Sphinx. So for 4 and 2 blue, you get a creature Sphinx. It's a 4/6. When an opponent draws a card, you may draw 2. We have an etched foil Balefire Liege. So for 2 and 3 Boros Hybrid, it's a 2/4 Spirit Horror. Red creatures you control get +1/+1. Other white creatures you control get +1/+1. When you cast a red spell, it deals 3 damage to target player or planeswalker. When you cast a white spell, you gain 3 life. Hey, there we go. That's a foil full art Chaos Warp. Honestly, one thing I never had on my Magic 2022 list was new fill folio art. I'm not going to read the card because we already know what that does, but holy crap, this is also very horribly miscut. It's a treasure and an egg token. And so we'll go foil, say foil full arts. We might need to do some switching around. So foil full arts, regular full arts. These two were foils. These are regular ones. That's a foil. That's a foil. And these are all regulars. Alright, there we go. Alright, next one in. Alright, got foil commons. Foil uncommons. We have an extended art Quasali Pride Mage. An extended art Inquisition of Kozilek, very nice. Ooh, a foil full art extended art Thought Scour. An extended art foil Golgari Rot Farm. Our first rare is a prized amalgam, so for 1 blue and a black hit a creature zombie, it's a 3/3. When it enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, you may return prized amalgam from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped at the beginning of the next end step. Oh, we've got... Jeez. We have a extended art Damnation. So for 2 and 2 black, hit the sorcery, destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated. Next. We have an Etchfoil Ulash the Hate Seed. So for 2 a red and a green, you get a legendary creature Hellion Hydra. That's a hell of a combination. When it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each other red creature you control, and a +1/+1 counter for each other green creature. 1, remove a +1/+1 counter from Ulash. It deals 1 damage to target creature, or it creates a sapling. Ooh, and we have a foil extended art Panharmonicon. So for 4 mana, it's an artifact. If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. And we have a knight and a zombie. Alright. Whoops, jeez. One last pack, shall we? Alright, so we have foil commons, foil aqueduct, vampiric rites, full art Thought Scour, extended art Thought Scour, extended art Selesnya Sanctuary. Ooh, foil extended art is a Boiler Works, foil Spell Pierce. Got another Magister Sphinx, which we won't read. A regular extended art Chaos Warp. Ooh, an etched foil Aminatu, the Fate Shifter. So for white, blue, black, your legendary planeswalker Aminatu. It starts with 3 loyalty. +1, draw a card, then put a card from your hand on top of your library. -1, exile another target permanent you own, and then return it to the battlefield under your control. Then for -6, choose left or right. Each player gains control of all non-land permanents other than Aminatu, the Fate Shifter, controlled by the next player in the chosen direction. It can be your commander. Ooh, and we have a foil extended art Anger of the Gods. So for 1 and 2 ready, get a sorcery. It deals 3 damage to each creature. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead. And we have a spirit token, which is also a boar. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, favourite, and subscribe. It lets people know that we exist and that we're making content. You can follow me on Twitter. Links are down below. And you can find us on the Planeswalker Pantheon on Facebook. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.